All right, guys, welcome to episode 89. Little Dirty Disco preview.
Been waiting for this for a long time.
I know, man.
First race preview of the year.
Yeah.
So
The season is starting.
does it feel like the season's starting? Does it feel real yet?
It feels like it always comes on so fast. You're just like, you're in January and you're like, oh, life is great. We got a couple more months. It's going to be here. And then it's right here, right now. And you're like, oh, crap.
Remember when we were doing the episodes talking in February, how important February is and the consistency and all that kind of stuff. And then here we are, 1st of March, and it's just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. got a 100-mile ride coming up, and I'm not sure I'm ready for this. And I remember last year when we were riding, and that thought crossing my mind. The problem is it crossed my mind after we'd already put the big efforts in at the beginning of the ride.
Yeah, it's not really good to have that thought when you're in the middle of the race.
No.
It's okay to have it like in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you have it in the middle of it, you're just like, oh man.
I will say one thing has helped my confidence though, being prepared for this ride is because as I said, I've been in a strength block, so I haven't really done many long rides, and we had a chance to go out last weekend when the weather was nice and do what about like a 3.5-4 hour ride somewhere in that range. And I felt pretty good, so I'm actually optimistic now. I'm not saying I'm going to go out and be competitive, but I'm just going to
ride and just stay upright and enjoy the
goal number 1. Don't crash.
Exactly. Goal number 2. Don't clap my bike.
Right. We failed goal number 1 last year. Yeah. Both of us.
Yeah. So.
Embarrassingly.
Luckily, I've learned from that mistake last year, and we've gotten out
a few times.
On our own. Had those
moments,
and got them out. Cleared the dusted off the cobwebs, and
so
I
heard a little rumor. Yeah. I heard a rumor that you were buying a new bike. Did you buy a new bike?
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So
bike industry let you down?
Dude, don't even get me started. I could rip on the bike industry so hard.
It's like nothing like having a customer that just wants you to take their money, and then you can't get them the product.
Right. That's the bike industry right there. Like, I have this really great product, but you can't get it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean I can't get it? Why can't I get it?
It just can't.
It's just we don't have it yet. It's like, but you've
been
advertising it for a year and a half now.
Yeah. In fact, we saw it.
I saw it, and I was asking if they could take my money there.
Literally, you offered to buy the bike on the spot.
Yeah.
And they said they weren't going to.
They said they were going to come out later than the year.
Yeah.
Guess what? That was a year ago.
Well, they said later in the year, not which year.
Yeah, they just. So yeah,
the year is not a year.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll get into that whole debacle at a later date, I think.
Okay.
I did attempt to do some like recording about unboxing and and kind of the reasons I went to and did what I did, but I haven't reviewed the footage or any of that stuff yet. Okay. So, but it's there, and it might be something we'll post. But
yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah. So let's see what else is the news. We got the giveaway still. Guys,
man, we are on the cusp.
We are so close. So close. Get your grandma to subscribe. Yeah. Get your kids to subscribe. We are like a handful of subscriptions away from making the 100 mark.
Yeah.
And
this is on YouTube, by the way.
This is on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a good subscribership on Instagram or Spotify.
Instagram.
But we need on YouTube because we got to kind of broaden things out a little bit.
Yeah. The YouTube algorithm is kind of like the one to target. Spotify algorithm, it's still in its infancy. So, all right. But it's there. Like the ones that you guys that listen to us on Spotify, you're dedicated, loyal listeners. We love you guys. Like, thank you so much for everything. And all it is just get somebody to subscribe, or if you're listening to Spotify and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, just go and hit the subscribe button.
That's right.
That'll help us out like huge and get us seen by more people.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is I've combed through, made sure I get every comment.
Yeah.
Every time you guys post a comment or anything, I try to find it. So on YouTube, on Spotify, and then I also do it on our Facebook page.
Sweet.
Too. So if you comment, you're going to get entered into the giveaway for Open Range.
Yeah.
if you know somebody who's wanting to do this race, just, hey, let them know.
Right.
Like, just tell them, like, hey.
Tag them. Yeah, tag them on the post.
Tag them on the post and say, hey, sign up. Yep. Just, put a little heart emoji for these guys. Anything. They'll do it.
Yeah.
They'll get you, and you might end up winning that entry. So,
that's right.
Again, we're gonna draw the entry we're gonna give away the free entry that we got from Eric on the 16th.
The deadline to enter is the 16th.
Yep, on the 16th. So I'm not after the 16th. None of your comments.
We still want you to comment. Yes. But it's just not going to get your race entry and
right to open range. We might
Mm-hmm.
have other stuff in the
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So March 16th is the deadline to get your comments out there to get entered, and then we will do the drawing later that week, and we'll announce the winner.
Yep.
On Instagram.
And
then we'll also, of course, cover the winner here on the episode for that week. But we're going to announce the winner on Instagram and get you all squared up. We'll get in contact with you and all that good stuff on how to get your free entry. And then as far as the second potential free entry goes, we got to get to that 100 subscribers by that 16th also, because the race will be a few short weeks away.
It's only 4 weeks from then.
So try to help us get there, and then we'll hopefully have 2 to give away. We got 1 guaranteed giveaway, and looking forward to seeing everybody at both Dirty Disco this weekend.
Yeah,
and then also Open Range in a few weeks after that.
Yeah,
so cool.
So Dirty Disco, it's looking. That's I don't know if
how do we get the day? How do you get the day of the week that is sandwiched in between 2 beautiful days?
Right.
You get the one day in the middle that's like a cold. It's not going to be miserable, but it's going to be cold. A little chilly. Windy.
Yep.
No rain yet, from what I can tell. Looks like they took the rain out. Now, as soon as I said that, it's going to all
thanks,
roll
Danny.
back in, right?
Way to go, buddy.
But hey, I saw the post that said rain should not be a problem for this course.
No, and I don't think it will be a problem. I think Tyler he posted on his Bicycle Peddler Facebook page and the Instagram too. So if you're not following them guys, follow them.
Follow for sure. Yeah.
But he made sure to take out some of the MMR stuff just in case.
Yeah.
Just to make it
more
straightforward. Again, that's not to say that there won't be any mud. There's always a chance of mud.
You are in the Flint Hills area.
Yeah, you are in the Flint Hills area. So water's weird. It can pool in places. It can.
Sure.
Sometimes I've ridden gravel roads after a heavy rain and not had an issue, and I've ridden gravel roads after a light rain and it's been a mud fest.
Yeah.
So you just kind of never know what you're going to get with the ground quality, how much it's soaking up, how much the rain's been in the past. You could do a whole science dissertation on just all that kind of stuff, and people have.
Sure.
So, I think the first thing that we'll talk about is just some good things to have along with you, or some prep that you would, in the case that you want to, protect yourself and your bike from the possibility of mud.
That's right.
So
you want to go into some of the product side first, and then kind of get into the course preview. I mean, I think we've not done a course breakdown on this particular course.
No,
before.
We have not.
We didn't get a chance to do that last year before we did the event, and probably is a little bit different anyways. So, but let's get into some of the sort of things that we found that have worked in muddy situations, or just in your first gravel race of the year. So
so
by the way, none of these are sponsored.
No, we are not sponsored by.
These are all things that we have discovered along the way in our little journey.
Yes.
So no sponsorships here, just a few very simple things that we found very useful.
So the first thing I can say, if you can get on Amazon and order some of this SC1.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a spray-on kind of coating, wax coating. They use it for motocross and stuff. I've sprayed dirt bikes and stuff to keep them, less get dirt.
A little more hydrophobic.
Yes. Yeah. And so the good thing about it is you spray it on, you let it sit for about a minute, 2 minutes, and then you wipe it off, and then your bike is basically kind of protected against the dirt. So if you just spray it with water, all the dirt will wash off.
Right.
If you spray it with soap and water, the SC1 will wash off.
That's right.
So
it's a little oil based.
Yeah. And so it's super great. I've used it. We used it on Unbound in the mud year, and when the guys hit the pressure washer on our bikes, they were astounded at how clean they got. And
that's right.
And I put this on basically after every time I wash my bike, and it's just part of the ritual of just doing it. And it, again, I only have to hose my bike off 90% of the time after a gravel ride.
Sometimes you just wipe it off too.
Yeah. And you can wipe it off too. But nothing sticks to it.
Yeah.
Even my sticky homebrew,
your
hummingbird juice.
Yeah.
So
that stuff is really good. I don't remember how we ran across that. I think I had to take my bike in, one of my new bikes in for something at a bike shop once, and they sprayed it on there. And I noticed when I got my bike back, it was a satin finish, and it came back kind of glossy. And I was like, damn, that looks good. And then I go, what is that? And they showed me the can, and then I kind of felt it, and I was like, So you put it on the gravel bike, and there's like, holy smokes, this thing is incredible.
Yeah, it makes cleanup so much easier.
It does, and especially like when you mentioned Unbound, we did that, it's been several years ago now when we did Unbound and had that on there the first time, and we hired a crew that, to your point, they power washed it, and it's like it made the pit stop at least a couple minutes faster.
Yeah.
Because they were able to just scrape all that. And that was mud year.
Yep.
So they scraped all that stuff off there with no trouble at all. The only thing I'll say is make sure you don't get it around your brake pads, and for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Don't get it around the brakes if you can help. Like put a rag through there, and then also just probably keep it off your chain. Right, and do a lot of good there. So.
Yeah, if you're a wax chain user like most of us, just keep it out of there, just because the oil will kind of tend to penetrate. But other than that, if you just if you like I do, I just put my bike in the stand, pull the wheels off, and then I'm already have the chain in the waxer, and
give it a
just
quick
spray it all down, and it's good to go.
Piece of cake, sweet. Yeah. So
the other thing, always the humble
the old school
paint stick. Yep.
Yeah.
So either that, or what is this? The Park Tool.
Yeah, I forget the part number on that.
I
should have wrote that down.
It's I think it's like PC1 or something like that. Park Cleaner 1. It's basically like it's got a little plastic scraper thing.
It's
and
the
then,
GSC1.
GSC1. There we go. See, I was close. Yeah. Sometimes my ADHD brain works. But yeah, this thing's good. I take probably both of these because you never know, like, everything's a little bit different. I kind of use this to, if the mud's sticky, I scrape the tires.
Yep.
If I need to brush it, and then if I need to like scrape the frame, I use,
you can use the paint stick.
The paint stick, because I just don't want to use the plastic on the frame.
It's funny because a lot of people, everybody swears by the paint stick. You go, of course you go to Unbound, but you go to any of these events where there might be mud, everybody has paint sticks. But we got turned on to the park brush several years ago, and you go into the bike shop there in Emporia the week of Unbound, they got buckets of those things sitting around, and for good reason, because that's probably far better than anything. If you're only going to carry one tool, that's the one I would carry for sure.
And that's usually in my back pocket, like super easy to access, because nothing's worse than like trying to dig through your muddy bike, saddlebag or something like that to try to find your paint stick.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, so just a couple quick little products there that we found that helped, and mainly because, again, we don't expect there to be a lot of mud at Dirty Disco, but, you get into, open range is just going to be a few weeks around the corner, and you got Flint Hills Gravel coming up. I mean, anything could happen in those two races, and it's April, it could still snow.
Yep.
So mud is certainty at some point, so you want to be ready for that stuff.
Yeah, and it may just be a little patch of mud, too. And, depending on whether it's the peanut butter mud or it's just kind of regular, just regular mud. If it's peanut butter, you're just going to cake up quick, and you got to scrape it off. So
Yep.
And then since it is going to be a little bit cold, I didn't bring any grocery bags, but I usually put grocery bags around my feet and then just kind of cut the grocery bag down, just kind of like a toe cover.
Okay. On the inside?
Just to keep my toes warm. I wish I would have done it this weekend.
Yeah.
My toes were cold, even though I did have toe covers.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But it was just because my road shoes, they just vent so well, and I didn't cover up the vents. And
That's
so mostly it's like, if you cover up the vents, your feet are going to be warm. But I think nothing's worse to a cyclist than having cold feet and cold hands.
And cold, wet feet at that.
Yes, cold, wet feet is probably by far the worst.
That's the thing. So, and I mean, we got toe covers, and if you got the like the neoprene boots, things like that, obviously those work too. But if you're in a pinch and you need something, that's another good little hack that you can do.
Yeah, and I've done that, like where I've stopped at a gas station, like a Casey's, on a cold ride, and just gotten, had them give me a grocery sack, and I've just torn it to fit. And I tell you, like, it saved me. It totally turned the ride around from a miserable cold ride to like, this is not so bad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think if there were rain in the forecast, I would almost definitely be doing that this weekend. So cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the the mud stuff.
Yeah.
Again, I think Tyler, those guys know the roads down there, and so they have a better idea of what's going on. It's not like I'm not going to take this stuff,
sure.
But again, it's just going to be, you just have it there and hope you don't have to use it.
Exactly.
And then another thing that I would do if I wasn't kind of doing this already is my bike setup would be just to a skinnier tire.
Yeah.
Just knowing that the chance of mud, could be there.
Yep.
And if I was racing it, like I would definitely go to a skinnier tire just to have that mud clearance. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I think I'm running a 47 if I remember right, and I did just pick up some 50s that are they're 47s. And they're a true 47 now, by the way. So I got the Tracers last year, and when I put them on, they were 45. And that was a big knock on those Specialized last year. Is they came out, everybody's like, oh, they say 47, but they're really 45. Well, you ride them a few hundred miles, and guess what? They squish out to 47 like they're supposed to. So I got the 50s, and they fit on the Diverge. Even though it claims it's only a 47, and it will fit even after they break in at the true 50, but there's like maybe about 3 millimeters worth of space on each side.
So you don't want to have any mud build up.
Yeah, so
that's why you want to go to a little skinnier tire.
And this was your predicament last year at Unbound, if I remember right. You had the 50s, and your concern was, hey, if there's a muddy section like Divide Road was forecasted to be, and that's why we pre-rode that section, remember? Because if there was going to be mud, you were going to have to switch out wheels. Because you had different wheels, different tire setup. So definitely if you're getting into any situation with possible mud, like check your tire clearance and don't just go off of like the eyeball because like it's really hard to tell where the most narrow point is.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at the top, especially on the back wheel. They look at the top of where the
seat stays come
down. Yeah.
That's usually the widest part.
That's actually the widest. You got to go down. You got to go down to that bottom part.
But near the bottom bracket. That's what you want to do is make sure all around that bottom bracket what your clearance
that's what's going to get. That's going to get first.
That's what's going to grind. Yeah.
And you're going to hear it. And you're going to be like, "What's that grinding sound?" It's just the rocks eating away at your carbon fibers. So.
It's the sound of money leaving your pocket.
Leaving your pockets. That's right. Yeah. So definitely make sure you have plenty of space there. Now the 47s on the Diverge, I know for a fact will handle mud because I've run them with mud before, and they're fine. So I'm not sweating those at all. And the I'm sorry, 45s. I think that's what I'm running. I take that back. 47 was the old Pathfinder. The new ones are the 45s. Or the old Pathfinder. The new Tracers I have are 45s. Then they jump up to 50. So I'll be running the 45s and a true 45 now. So there's plenty of space there. But yeah, again, not expect to be a problem this weekend, but just, in the future, always checking that tire clearance.
It's just a good thing to have in the back of your mind.
We've seen people, when they know there's mud, we've seen people go all the way down to skinny tires. Like, running back down to 38s again. And it's just like, you can do that. I feel like slipping around a lot. But yeah. So and the other thing, too, is make sure you get a tire that doesn't that kind of sheds mud pretty well. I know the Tracer does do a pretty good job of that, but a lot of the more modern gravel tires have such thin ridges that it really just accumulates a lot of mud in them, and then especially if it's the sticky stuff, it just turns into a big mess real quick. So anyway, we'll get into a whole subject on that someday if we want to, but just for just make sure you're checking that out. So cool. Do you want to get into maybe a little bit of the race course itself?
Yeah.
Kind of talk about that. So the forecast, it looks like it's going to be in the 40s in the morning to start. So I think the race start is 8 o'clock in the morning, I think. If I remember right.
And the wind, I looked on Wind Finder, which is pretty much our trusted wind app. Looks like it's going to be out of the north. It's going to be a little blustery in the morning, and then it's going to taper off.
That's right.
It looks like that first, if you're doing the 100-mile route, you're going to look at that first section that goes towards north, like up to about 25 miles. You're going to be pushing that headwind. It's going to be a little blustery, but
probably be riding in a group as much as you can on that.
Yeah.
So and I think that's the thing. Really that first, what was it, about 25 miles or so, if I recall. That's the part that if you can be in a group, stay in a group. And it might even be worth burning a match to stay in a group if you can. So, we're talking probably 15 mile an hour steady winds and gusts up to 25 to 30, I think is what I saw at one time. So
yeah, and then it just tails off.
Off throughout the day. But Yeah, you got to get through that first 25 miles, and then it's, it goes all the way up to what mile? I want to say like mile 40 or so as the northernmost point of the course.
Yep.
And you kind of stair step your way from 25 to 40, and then make that turn south and feel the wind at your back until
as you're going downhill.
As you're going downhill, yeah, until you're not. I mean, you'll feel the wind at your back, but I promise it'll always feel like there's a headwind. So, so we'll get from, like I say, from 24-ish to 40. And the aid station this year is at mile 50. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there in Castle.
Mostly everybody crosses through that aid station.
Yeah, at the 50 and 100 mile.
I think that last year was kind of where we decided to bail on the 100-mile route and just, kind of beeline it back to the start.
Yeah.
But again, looking at the 100-mile route, it's basically just, softly kind of undulating, going uphill until you get to about mile 61. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to make that turn south and you're going to go downhill and, and then enjoy all that. And then you're going to climb out of that kind of valley there and the one last kind of hill and then get your way back to the start.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the wind's going to be dying off and you're going to be downhill for the tailwind section. But the good thing is you have it downhill, so it's going to go pretty quick there. I think once you get out of that aid station, and you make that descent down, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there. I mean, there's really not a lot of
the gravel kind of ends around, I would say, about mile. I think when we came back in, it was like a little bit around like mile 85 or so.
Sure.
And then then it's kind of like, then there's a little bit more gravel and then there's just, paved road all the way back into it. So the last like 10 miles or so are just paved. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. So this is a great course, especially for the first race of the year.
Yes.
For that very reason. I think that's, I hope that's intentional on Tyler's part. He's trying not to punish anybody. I think he's trying to keep this as a very fun ride, and it certainly is. So, and now I think it looks like you got the 50 mile here.
Yeah. So then the 50 mile, kind of the same idea. It goes, a little bit north, and then, a little bit more south. It's a little bit more turny. It looks like it's a little bit more, a little bit more undulating from the 100-mile route. But looks like there's quite a bit more little pavement sections in there too, which are going to be fast.
Yeah, and
especially on that south section, there's a pretty decent long pavement section from mile 39 to 44. So
yeah, and the so that 50-mile course, like you said, we brought that back last year, and there's some really outstanding roads in the back half of that course. It was a lot of fun. Some very good hard pack.
And then I think he took out the part where we went through the cattle pasture and stuff.
That was a fun adventure.
Well, that was
very
fun.
Open range-esque.
Yeah. I was like, this is kind of great. And then we're like, are we on the right spot? So yeah, it was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't able to. I forgot to pull down the 30-mile course, but it's goes through the town and stuff, and it's one of those that's like if you're new to gravel, this is kind of your perfect type of thing. It looks like it's got some heavily traveled gravel roads that are going to be nice and hard packed and not chunky.
Yep.
And then you have a good mix of pavement. So it's like gravel, pavement, gravel, pavement, gravel, pavement. So you get a little bit of break. So you don't get like 40 miles of gravel.
Constant.
Yeah. Constant gravel.
And again, a great thing for a first race of the year. Because, a lot of people haven't been outside a lot this year.
Yep.
I mean, even with some of the nice weather, not everybody gets a chance to get out. So this is a great, and if you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up all the way up to race day. So don't hesitate to just go down there and sign up. You can just sign up and do the 50.
Yep.
Like, it's a great route to just establish some good base in. And if you're feeling a little bit
more adventurous,
go for it. Go race it.
Yeah.
But
looks like last I checked, we got like 14 people. So
nice.
we're going to have 14 of our best friends.
I'd like to see it get to 20.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
I'd like to see. I think there's some last minute Larrys out there trying to, be the weather shamans.
Yeah, right.
They're burning sage.
I did get a text from a friend of ours that said, I did not sign up for this because cold weather and I don't get along very well. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But you know what? It's, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear.
Yep.
Right. So it's okay. I mean, it's, I was kind of in the same boat. I mean, I registered about 3 weeks ago, but it was never a doubt. It was just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah.
So
I think the hardest, and I'll tell you this from experience, the hardest thing about any of these cold races is just the start.
Yeah.
Once you start, once that start gun goes off, you're warm or you're okay. Like even when we got rained on, I've been rained on in many races. The only time I really kind of like whinge about the rain or like bitch about it or any of that is at the start. The start. Yeah. Once they sound the horn and we're off, I don't really care anymore. No. It is what it is. Everybody else has to suffer through it just like I do. And I kind of relish in the fact that
becomes a mental game.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm more mentally strong.
Yeah, I hope it rains a little bit so that way you kind of get that racer mentality in you. You're just going to blow up. I can't wait to see this happen. I can already tell.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I just need somebody in the pack to just kind of dangle out in front a little bit and give you that carrot and watch you just go.
I got to see it, buddy. You're going to see a guy that's dedicated to staring at his. I'm conjuring my inner Chris Froome and I'm staring at my power meter the whole time.
Man, I can't wait. Maybe I start to feel really good somewhere around mile 50 and I decide to put in an attack,
Go for it.
I can't wait to see how this goes. So
yeah, I would pray that it sticks. Because man, if it doesn't,
I'll never hear the end of it.
You'll never hear the end of it.
That's right. If I can get you out of your zones though.
Oh yeah. If you can bait me for sure. Yeah. But yeah.
It's going to be fun. The other thing I'd say is just along the lines of the cooler weather. I'm thinking it's definitely a knee warmer day. I'm not going to go full bibs. I don't think. I know it's going to be in the 40s at the start, but if it gets in the 50s, I think knee warmers are going to be good. And I say knee warmers, but the ones I have go almost down to the mid calf.
Yeah.
So between the socks,
I don't know who measured the knee warmer part of the same thing with mine. They go basically down almost to my they're like
to
full
the sock,
length.
basically.
They just go down to the sock, and I'm like,
is this really knee? It just feels more like a 3/4.
Yeah, it's like 3/4, not knee.
So definitely wearing those. I'm not going to go full insulated bibs or anything like that because it's just too much.
I thought about that, and then I was like, if it does
sun comes out, it's going to get real hot.
But if it looks like it's going to stay in the 40s and just be that way, then I would switch.
Definitely would switch to the full length. And I may take them with me and make the call there. And then as far as the top goes, definitely wearing the arm warmers and probably a jacket.
I always say like in a rainy situation, you don't really need like the jacket that's going to keep you warm. You're going to need the jacket that's going to keep the wind off.
Keeping the wind off. That's all I care. Especially because we know we're going into a headwind for the first 25 miles minimum, and really the first 35, 40.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to go with a jacket, and it's one of those things. It's like, man, the aerodynamic drag and all that stuff. But if you can stay in a group, it's less impactful. And we're fortunate the jackets that we have, they're not super baggy. They flap a little bit, but they're pretty good. The only hard part about those is sometimes it's tough to get in the back pockets a little bit, but that's, it's all right. But it'd be definitely a warmers and jackets day. Thought about just a vest only, but I think it's going to be just a little too chilly for just a vest.
Yeah.
So. And we'll see.
We'll see.
Again, I'll have it with me, but
I don't know about you, and this is like another. This might be a pro tip. I don't know. I have all my winter gear, and then of course I have a pair of road shoes and an extra pair of gravel shoes. We can get to that story later, but basically sometimes I forget stuff. Occasionally. So I have a bag that has all my winter gear in it. Yeah. So it has multiple, like I have cold, like really, really cold weather gear. And then I have, my arm warmers and all that stuff. So it has all that stuff. So I just take that with me and then I can pick and match what I want to wear. Again, if you're somebody who's like, kind of like us, like that type A personality, like it's one of those things that's nice to have. Like, I don't know how many times I would have left, like in the beginning when I first started riding, just pick something and then it was like the wrong choice.
Right.
And then I come right back home and swap everything over and it's just like, ugh.
I've same thing. I mean, I get caught so many times just trying to decide what I'm going to wear and what's going to be warm enough and what's going to be too warm, and just got to the point I'm like, I'll just take it all with me.
Yep.
It doesn't take up that much space. So.
Yeah, and then usually when I'm doing like the pre-ride, either down to pick up the packet or just kind of riding around the parking lot, and then I'll be like, this seems about right, or I should probably get something else on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think last weekend we did the group ride, and it was a little chilly at the start, and I was debating jacket or no jacket. Man, I'm glad I had the jacket, because there are definitely some sections it would have been a little bit too chilly.
Yeah.
So, and you know how it is. Like the rule is, you want to be a little bit chilly at the start, because, once your engine gets going, it'll warm you up. And that's true. But the hard part then is when you take that jacket off and then you've been sweating and you didn't realize it.
Yeah. Another thing too is once, take it off before, like when you're having the inkling of like, I'm starting to get warm, or I'm starting to feel sweaty. That's when you're going to want to start opening things up, let it breathe, because you don't want to like be sopping wet and then take the jacket off, because bad idea. That's a recipe for a bad day.
That's
right. And I've done that before.
Yeah.
So you just want to be proactive with that stuff. And then, other than that, like, I think it's going to be a great race. Again, it's supporting a great cause. For sure. Even if you don't come and race, like, come down,
hang out.
Donate to the Alzheimer's Fund for Bicycle Peddler. Mm-hmm. They're raising money for that. It's a great cause.
It's a great raffle. Well, I shouldn't talk about the raffle too much, because I need a chance to win.
Right, exactly.
You guys, no, seriously, like, sign
just
up.
Donate money without raffle.
Yeah,
don't buy
exactly.
the raffle.
Don't buy the raffle. Just donate money.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's right. What was the last year? The guy that won won like a bike or something. He just bought a bike like a week or two before.
Just bought one just like a couple weeks before, and then got a new one. So.
I think I had to check out Tyler's shop. I heard he's got a Crux down there. So
that might be.
Go down there and buy the Crux and then win it in the,
exactly.
in the drawing. That would be my luck. Yeah. So
anyway. So super excited to see all those guys, especially you guys from Wichita. It's it seems like forever since we've seen you guys. It was the end of the Gravel Cup that we saw some of those guys last time. So it'll be great to see all of you again.
That's right. Looking forward to it.
We can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you show us and that you give us. So just get a handful of more people to subscribe, and that's my little plug. But again, I can't wait to talk to you guys down there. We'll have we'll be down there. I'll be super excited to see you all, and let's have some fun racing. First race of the year.
Yeah, can't wait for you to get baited.
No, it's not gonna happen. I say that. We'll see. Wait till next episode.
Pretty sure you got a plate number on. I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Not this time. Maybe next time.
Okay. Tune in next week.
Yep. Tune in next week. See if the hashtag Bait Travis has worked. All right, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you later.